is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes only, I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead.
And I am live, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is Arnel. I am the face behind this business page, personal page, and my YouTube page. Yes, I'm streaming. I'm streaming my live on two platforms actually, which is Facebook and YouTube's. But I'm streaming it also in my uh, personal Facebook, business Facebook on my YouTube page, um, YouTube page as well. So hello everybody, this is Aranel. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So grateful to be here. This is my third day of this 30-day Go Live challenge that I have been doing with my team and other business that wanted to join this 30-day Go Live challenge that I created. Yes. So tonight's topic is all about, let me see my note here. It's all about the contrarian take. And the topic would be I believe I had to unlearn. That's the topic for tonight. A belief that I had to unlearn. You know, the belief about money, the belief about success and business, I had to unlearn. That's the three things that comes to mind that I really want to discuss it with you guys tonight. So the goal isn't to sound like I'm teaching a seminar. All right. Yeah, but again, the goal here is to really share you guys what my belief system is and how I learned this. I really thought I was doing everything right, and and let me ask you this actually: what if one of the biggest things keeping you from the life you want is something you were thought to believe was true? That's such a great question. What if one of the biggest things keeping you from the life you want is something you were thought to believe was true? Not because anyone intentionally lied to you, maybe they believe it too. Oh my God, that's we're going deep in here, and this is the programming, right? Tonight, I really want to talk about something very personal, the beliefs I had to unlearn about money, about success, and about the business. Because for a long time, I really thought or I understood success. I thought success meant go to school, get a good job, work hard, move up, earn more money, provide for your family, and eventually someday you'll have more freedom, right? And there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a career. My career taught me so much. I thought it taught me to become disciplined. It taught me leadership. It taught me responsibility, and it also taught me how to work with people, you know. But there was one belief underneath everything, guys. I believe that harder I work, you know, the more successful would automatically become, you know. And so 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 what did I do? You know, I work harder. I work more hours, more responsibilities, and more pressure. And eventually, I had to ask myself, if working harder is the only answer, when do I actually get to live? And when do I get to enjoy the people I'm working so hard for? That question really changed me a lot. after learning all this personal development in my life. So hard work alone creates success. That's something that stick into my mind. I grew up believing that hard work was everything, and I still believe in hard work. But here's what I had to unlearn. You know, hard work without direction can simply make you tired. Think about that. You can be the hardest working person in the room and still be moving in the wrong direction. I had to learn that success isn't I mean isn't only about effort. It's about leverage, it's about skills, it's about relationship, it's about making better decisions, it's about creating something that doesn't require every single hour of your day in exchange for result. And especially as parents like me, this really matters because we can always make more money, but we cannot manufacture another Tuesday when our child was 6 years old, right? I mean, but we cannot manufacture another Tuesday. I mean, when our child was 6 years old, we cannot buy yesterday back. That really hit me differently when I became a mom. I started asking myself, am I really building a life or am I only surviving my schedule? And I want to ask you the same thing. Are you tired because your dream requires hard work, or are you tired because you're working hard on something that no longer fits the life you want? So let's pause in here. Are you really tired because you're working hard on something that no longer fits life in your life, that no longer fits the life you want? Or are you tired because your dream requires hard work, right? So just drop it in the comments. Were you also raised to believe that working harder was always the answer? That's how that's that's what I learned when I was a little kid. I've been, oh my God, I remember the time when I was like probably 6 years old carrying probably took one can, like a big can of oh my God, sand, just to bring it to one of our neighbor's house because they are building a home, and we go to the river, and I carry this one can. It's a big can of or probably sometimes it's not half kavan. It's probably the half kavan of rice, that, and I carry that on my back just to bring that sand into our neighbor's house because they are building a home. I've been doing that mostly when I was a little girl because again, um, I came from a very humble family, and I've seen my mom really work so hard, and for me, I really want to help her out and also earn money for little things that I want when I was a little kid. You have to work on it. That's where that it planted in my mind that working hard is the only thing for you to become successful. And now it's when I was when my son was born, and that's where I realized that there's always a better way for you to not work harder, but you have to work smarter. And that's basically when I learned this business, and also become more aware about the resources that social media can actually gave you, also offer you to use that for your for smartest ways to earn too, not like work here work there, like, but you have to use nowadays everybody's using social media, everybody is using AI, and leverage that for their own success, right? So belief number two also that I had to unlearn also is a good job equals security. This one was difficult for me to unlearn. I spent many years in a banking industry, and for years I associated having a career with security. You get the oh, Shane, mommy's live.
Sorry.
Okay, so again, so again, this is something that associated having a career with security. You get your paycheck, you know approximately what's coming in, and you have your position, and you have the title, and it feels secure. But eventually I started asking, how secure is something when somebody else ultimately controls whether you keep it, right? And that was a big question for me. Like, companies are restructuring, industry change, technology changes, people getting laid off, life happens. And this is where my thinking changed. That's why I stopped asking nowadays, how can I find something that guarantees security? Like, how it's so hard to really unlearn these guys, because of course I've been a career person for most of my life, right? And right now, seeing people in front of me getting laid off, and then wow, I feel like my job is not secured anymore. So you have to find a way to make your life secured. It's always nice to become your own boss, because you are the one who is on in control, right? So how can I become the kind of person who can create value wherever I go? That is a completely different mindset. Yes,
Where's Dad?
it's upstairs. Yeah, yeah. So that is completely different mindset. Your skill are an asset. Your ability to communicate is an asset too, and your knowledge is an asset. Your reputation is an asset. Your ability to solve problems is an asset, right? And your ability to learn is an asset too. And building something of your own can become another asset, just like a business, right? I don't believe everyone should quit their job tomorrow. Absolutely not. But I do believe we should question the idea that one paycheck automatically automatically equals security. Sometimes, diversification is wisdom. That's the reason why I um, started a side gig, right? Just like another passive income on the side, because like uh, during the pandemic time, that's where it all started. That lots of people lost their jobs, lots of people lost their businesses, and that was a wake up call for me to really learn something new, even though I don't have any experience at all in a corporate world, right? It's so hard to be employed by another company if you don't have any experience at all. Like for me, I tried in the banking world, right? I tried also.
I don't see Papa.
Oh, maybe he's in the garage. Yeah, maybe he's in the garage. We'll check him out there. Yeah. Come on, because mommy's on live. Come on. Yeah, so basically that is something that I need to question myself, that nowadays you have to learn something new, and you have to really be open to possibilities out there by getting out from your comfort zone and try something different that you never tried before, right? So another belief that I had to unlearn is more money means you're successful. Ooh, I used to measure success very differently. The salary, the position, the title, the achievements that you have. And again, there's nothing wrong with any of those things. But eventually, I realized something, that money can improve your options, but money alone cannot tell you whether your life is successful, right? You can make more money and have less peace, right? You can have beautiful title and barely see your children. You can look successful on social media and feel completely empty when the phone is turned off, right? So I had to redefine success for me. And one thing that I've learned from Earl Nightingale that I borrowed his belief is success is is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, right? And it's learning. It's a journey that you have to go through and find success. And success probably means to others a peace of mind, right? So many things. Success probably someone else who owns a lot of money, but for me, success is a journey that I need to go through to find that peace, to find that balance in my life, right? I can be present with my family. Maybe I can serve people. Maybe this is a part of my growing. It can be an impact, right? Maybe this is about your faith too. You have choices. Maybe I can look at myself in the mirror and actually like the person I'm becoming, right? And yes, I want financial abundance. I'm not going to pretend money doesn't matter. Money matters. It pays for food, right? That's a servant, right? It pays your housing, your education, your travel, maybe your emergencies, experiences that you have to enjoy, and it gives us the ability to help other people too, right? But money is a tool. It's a servant. It cannot be the entire definition of success. So ask yourself tonight, if nobody could see your title, your house, right, your income or your accomplishment, what would success mean to you, right? So that is the belief that I had to unlearn, that it's not all about the money um that recognize success. It's all about um the journey that you're experiencing in order for you to get there, right? So the belief number 4 that I need to unlearn is wanting more money makes you greedy. Ooh, that's the big one. It was another belief I had to examine. Sometimes we're uncomfortable talking about money, especially when we're faith centered people. We might think wanting more automatically means we're not grateful for what we already have. But I learned that two things can exist together. I can be deeply grateful. I grateful what I have and desire to create more. Those things don't contradict each other. The important question is, why do you want more? If I want more simply to impress somebody, that's one thing. But what if I want more so I can give my children experiences, right? What if I want to help my parents? What if I want to contribute to people who need help? What if I want to employ people too? What if I want to serve more families? What if I want choices, right? Money amplifies what we choose to do with it. So instead of feeling guilty about wanting financial growth, I started asking, how much value can I create? Because income is not just about receiving. Business is fundamentally about solving problems and create value for other human beings. That's something that the belief that I had to unlearn. And I need to know everything before I start, right? That is another belief that I had to unlearn. And oh my goodness, this one, you know, how many of you have ever said, I need to learn a little bit more first. I need to feel confident first. I need the perfect website. I need more followers. I need to understand anything. And then 6 months later, you're still preparing. I had to unlearn the belief that confidence comes first before action, right? Most of the time, it doesn't. Action builds confidence. You learn by doing. You make mistakes, yes. what's going to happen once you make mistakes, you adjust. You need to learn again, you become better. And this really applies to the business that I am doing. This is also applies for parenting, for careers and everything. Imagine telling a child that don't try walking until you're confident you won't fall. No, they never walk. They stand, they fall, they stand again, something somewhere along the way. As adults, we become embarrassed about falling. We started thinking mistakes mean maybe I'm not meant for this, maybe this is for someone else, right? No, sometimes a mistake simply means you're learning something you've never done before. I didn't need to know everything. I need to be willing to learn the next thing, right? So again, those are the good feedbacks that I've learned, uh, that I've learned in the past, and now I had that understanding. Like, oh my gosh, I had to unlearn these things to become better. Oh, what else that I've learned? Failure means it isn't working. I hear this one all the time. This may be one of the biggest belief I had to unlearn in the business. I used to look at a bad result immediately. I mean, I used to look at a bad result and immediately think something was wrong, right? Especially if I run an ad and the ad is not performing, someone says no, maybe someone doesn't convert, right? Maybe my strategy fails, and emotionally we can turn one result into a whole story, right? And and all of a sudden we question ourselves. Maybe I can't do this, maybe nobody wants what I have, maybe I am not good enough, right? But this business really taught me to separate data from identity. If an ad doesn't work, that doesn't mean I don't work, right? It means the ad didn't work. That's data. If somebody says no to me, it doesn't mean I'm rejected as a person. It means the offer wasn't right for that person at the moment. That's information for me. This was a huge for me when I was starting the business, because once you stop making every result mean something about your worth, right? You become much more powerful. You can look at something calmly and say, okay, what what did this teach me? That's entrepreneurship. That's a test. That's something that you need to learn. That's something that we need to adjust, and we have to repeat the process again. It's all about test, right? Testing. And also, another belief that I had to unlearn is successful people are lucky. Ooh, that's the big one. I used to look at people who were successful and sometimes think maybe they have something I don't. Maybe they're naturally confident. Maybe they have more connections than me. You know what I mean? And those are some things that pops in my mind in the past. But the closer I look, guys, the more I realize we usually see someone's result, not their repetitions. We see the successful business. We didn't see the years of learning. We see the confident speaker, but we didn't see the first awkward video they made. We see the income and we didn't see the failed campaigns that they had, and we see the victory, but we didn't see the nights they wondered whether anything was working. And that taught me a lot, because that happens to me. There were sleepless nights. There were crying moments. There was upset moments. There are times that I wanted to give up. There are times that I am so frustrated. That's why sometimes we have to really stop comparing our chapter 1 to somebody else chapter 20. Instead, study them, borrow their belief, borrow their attitude, right? What are they doing consistently? What is skills that they develop? What can I learn from them? What books are they reading, right? That turns jealousy into curiosity. And curiosity can change your life. And that's basically what I did in the past. Because honestly, just to be honest with you guys, if I see someone in our business community that are so successful, I am so jealous. Oh my God, that really pissed me off sometimes. Like, what the heck are these people are doing? And now, now that my mentality totally changed, and like, what are they doing? I want to follow what they do. So that's why sometimes I'm gonna go to their business page and snoop around, right? I've become a detective, seeing what they're doing, what words are they saying, what books are they studying. If they go live, I listen, and if they have the ads, I just re-review, like, and that, if I see the results, like, I'm clapping them, I am so happy for them, because again, it's the same situation like me, that I didn't really see. I only see the result, but I didn't see all the hard work, the sleepless nights, the crying moments, that they had. And it's also happening to me. And that's why sometimes these experiences that I felt in the past was truly a blessing for me, because that totally changed the level of awareness that I have, that now that I understand. So yeah, so that's something that I really want to share it with you guys. And it's already 26 minutes. And one thing that I really want to share it with you guys is the biggest belief I had to unlearn is uh, the belief underneath all the others, but there is one final belief underneath all the others. And because I used to believe I had to wait until my circumstances changed before I could change my life, you know, like for example, more money first, more confidence first, more time first, less fear first. No, that was actually the perfect opportunity first. I had Oh my God, I had it. Those are the thoughts, those are the beliefs that I had in the past, but right now I had it backwards. Sometimes your circumstances don't change first, you change first. Your thinking changes, your decision had to change first, your habits change first, your action change first, and eventually your results begin to reflect the person you're becoming, right? That's why unlearning is so powerful. Sometimes the next level of your life doesn't require adding something. Sometimes it requires letting go of something you were taught to believe. So tonight, I really want to leave you with three questions. What do you currently believe about money? What do you currently believe about success? And what do you currently believe about yourself? And then ask one more. Is that belief actually true? Or have I sim or have I simply repeated it for so long that it feels true? Because I still believe in working hard. I still believe in responsibility. I still believe in building a career if that's what you desire. I still believe money matters, but today I also believe in working intelligently. I believe in creating value. I believe in building skills. I believe in having options. I believe success should include the people you love, not require sacrificing them, right? And most importantly, I believe we are allowed to become someone different from the person our old beliefs told us we had to be, right? Maybe you're listening tonight because there's something you need to unlearn too. So finish this sentence in the comments that I have prepared over here on my what is that? On my notes. Yes, I do have notes. And complete the sentence. I used to believe blank about money, success, or business. Now I believe blank. I would genuinely love to hear yours, because sometimes changing your life doesn't start with a new strategy. Sometimes it starts with a new belief. That's it, everybody. That's the reason why uh, I truly admire all the years knowing the belief that I have, because my belief before was were not serving me. That's why I had to borrow someone else's belief and implement that in my life, right? So it's so nice to unlearn. I really thought that I know everything. It makes me laugh sometimes because if someone would have told me like is success is money is real success, and I realized that there's a lot behind it. Yeah, money is a tool that can that can help you that can help you experience so many things in my life, but it's actually one thing that belief that I have is having that peace of mind is a success for me, and I know we have different belief as well, but I really don't know what is your belief about money. But again, um, money is a tool for me to experience life, but it's not the one that really does um answers everything for me, like, yeah. So that's what I need to unlearn, and now I have more understanding about it. And yeah, so it will be nice to know your thoughts as well. All right, that's it for me, and have a wonderful night, everyone. And I'll be here tomorrow to discuss also the day 4 of this 30 days go live challenge. And the purpose behind this is all about faith, family, and purpose. That's it. And thank you so much. And have a good night. Bye bye.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul.